Hello everybody, welcome to Raising Vibrations. Yes, that's it, right. Raising Vibrations. And you're with Simon today. Today's video, we're going to talk about, what was I going to talk about now? Not Saturn and Aquarius, we've done that already. No, we haven't done that already, I'm not sure. Jupiter, Neptune. One of the planets in one of the signs. I felt like I would just wing it today. You know, who knows? Maybe it will come through, maybe it not. Got a psychic interpretation of it. One of the planets in one of the signs. So that's what I want to talk to you about today. I've got some notes, and let me just see if... Okay. Okay, now that's Saturn in Pisces again. Oh, not Saturn, not in Pisces. This is not a sidereal chart. Oh, look, a picture that I was drawing the other day. Oh, that's super cool. I didn't know I could do that. Oh, am I still recording? Ah, hold on. Let me just start again. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Raising Vibrations, and you're with Simon today. So, as you've gathered, today's video, we're going to be talking about Venus in Pisces. And this video is intended to give you some information around, you know, what to expect with this transit at least, including all the spaciness and forgetfulness that's going to come along with good old Venus moving through the constellation Pisces. So just as the title suggests, this is a short little video just to kind of help us make sense of Venus's transit in Pisces. So, quick little dates that I just want to give to you guys. The 5th of April is when Venus enters Pisces, and it will leave on the 2nd of May 2022. Key important dates, of course, are going to be that we've got on the 26th of April, right? Venus will be approaching the Jupiter-Neptune conjunction, right? And on the 27th, Venus and Neptune will make an exact conjunction. And then on the 30th of April, Jupiter and Neptune will make a conjunction. So the 27th, Neptune, Venus, and then on the 30th, Venus and Jupiter conjunction, all in Pisces. Now, for those of you that have natal Chiron in Aries, not natal Chiron in Aries, pardon me, natal Chiron in Gemini, this Venus is going to square this aspect. And so this is going to be a little bit of a sensitive and emotional kind of passage for whoever's got Chiron in Gemini, this natural square that will take place. Because Venus will obviously come into play around our relationships, how we are relating to ourselves and others. And the natal Chiron that you have in Gemini will speak to extra sensitivities that will come from somatic experiences, like you'll find yourself getting a little bit more triggered or a little bit more extra grumpy towards or irritated towards certain things. My invitation to you is to pay attention to whenever those subtle sensitivities arise to the surface, recognize what is happening in your environment, pay attention to what it is that the narrative is coming through your mind, okay? Because that will give you a lot of insight into what is existing in the emotional memory field of your psyche, okay? For those of you that have got Chiron in Pisces, of course, this will have the same effect. For those of you that have got Chiron in Sagittarius, will be the same. And for those of you that are Chiron in Virgo, this will also have a similar effect. So these are the squares that will take place with Venus, okay? So, kind of just playing around with some of the ideas around what Venus in Pisces is about, if you have this natally for yourself. Pisces, of course, reflects the end of a cycle. It's the process of an end of a cycle, okay? So when Venus moves into Pisces, what we experience is, in a sense, the kind of culmination of events and circumstances in our lives, especially if you have this natally in your chart, okay? You're learning to recognize that part of your value structure within yourself, like you as a person, what you value, what you consider to be important in your life, you'll see a lot of themes around closure, okay? And you may not necessarily perceive them as, oh, this is what is closing in my life. You'll see them more as, wow, I didn't expect this, or didn't feel that this was an event that was taking place that I had control over. But with natal Venus in Pisces, the intention, at least evolutionary speaking, is to build a sense of value structure around seeing how things are culminating in your life and creating space in your life for new things to come in, okay? So it's a very reflective place to have Venus. Sometimes it can be very confusing and oftentimes very disenchanting, where you have deep idealistic expectations of how relationships work, deep ideals around how you would want things to be in life, and a lot of the time those ideals or idealistic expectations can be impacted by things that you were like, oh, I saw it one way, but it really was another way. It might kind of difficult to navigate that. And in a sense, that's what kind of applies when Venus transits through Pisces anyway, right? So expect over the next month or so to really be okay with some experiences that might come into your field where a sense of idealism was maybe projected onto something and it didn't turn out that way, or that there was a lack of meaning where now you can actually find some meaning in things. So there's a duality that exists with these archetypes. So yeah, expect both of those types of themes to play out. You'll notice that as we traverse through this territory of Venus and Pisces, there will be experiences that you will go through on your relationship front where there's big opportunities for healing, okay? Patterns of self-compassion. Like, look at your day-to-day activities and ask yourself, how many times a day do I check in with my emotional needs, and how may I support or nurture those needs, right? You may be feeling a little bit more extra sensitive on one day, and you kind of, how do you tune into those needs and give yourself space to nurture whatever it is that is coming up for you, right? This is a great time to, really seek out experiences and things that calm your nervous system, right? And yeah, just taking time out for yourself. This would kind of be the big thing with this transit. I'm sure for many of you, and let me know if this is true, by the way, like for the collective, my sense of it is, as I've been speaking to many people, is that with Venus in Aquarius and Mars in Aquarius, and of course these transits being very emphasized around Saturn, that we've had a lot of huge emotions, shock and awe, come to the surface, and we're kind of exhausted a little bit from that. So this Venus transit into Pisces can bring a healing balm, an emotional and psychological attitude towards healing a lot of the emotions that have risen to the surface. So if you are one of those people that have actually had that experience, let me know in the comment section, so that maybe other people, Venus and Pisces, will be able to see that process and on one level feel that they're not alone, and in another way kind of see that this is a shared experience that we're all kind of going through, and understand the kind of empathy or compassion that can arise out of this shared kind of shock and awe emotional material coming to the surface for us to all process. Like that to me would be like a big intention with the Venus and Pisces transit, is to really begin to look at how these emotional shocks over the last couple of weeks have brought us to looking at things that are painful for us, and then with Venus and Pisces really taking the time to nurture those emotions, taking time out for yourself and such. Okay, so does that sound clear to you? Secondly, Venus, as you know, with the Jupiter and Neptune conjunction, what is significant about this is, and I'll put these charts up on the screen. So let's go ahead and look at the Saturn square the nodes. Okay, when Saturn squares the nodes, and the chart will be up on the screen over here, you'll see that Venus is right on top of Neptune, and obviously then Saturn moves along, goes 23 degrees, 24 degrees, and you'll start to see Venus then cross Neptune, and cross Jupiter. This is like the 30th of April. And the Sun also enters Taurus. So what you are looking at here at this point in time is a huge collective culmination around many things. So I just want to say thank you to one of the followers. Her name is Sarah Sweeney. She posted or gave me these 2 links to read on the current kind of astrological observation of the South Node in Scorpio, North Node in Taurus dynamics, like at an economic and energetic level. And I'll post those in the description. You can go read that. But that's essentially what is occurring. Like, we are in a huge emotional and psychological transition around Scorpio Taurus themes, which is, you know, where do we invest our money? Where do we invest our energy? Where do we invest our time? And how do those investments render sustainability, support, structure in our lives? Where do we waste our time? So this Neptune moving across Jupiter, this Venus moving across Jupiter, Neptune, will highlight to us where these cycles have culminated. And you will most likely see, as the Sun moves through Taurus, right, you'll most likely see these things come to the surface in the collective. But my intuitive sense is that around July, like June, July, you'll start to see the effects of this Venus through Pisces transit, because of course Mars will be moving across into Pisces as well, just over towards the end of April as well. I think it's the 20th or something it enters it. I'm not 100% sure, but it's around about that time. So there's a lot of initiation that is coming our way in terms of deep culminative cycles that occur at a collective level and individually within us. And what that will look like I said again, is, you know, healing, right? Applying self-compassion, soothing those emotions, eruptions that have come out over the last 3 weeks, really taking time for yourself and processing those feelings, and then being able to actually see what you can do, an adjustment towards these wounds that you've begun to tend to and heal and address, essentially. Okay, lots of insights that will be coming through here as well. So that's a big positive there. And then from a collective front, we're looking at the culmination of a lot of deep emotional and psychological attachments to the way that we as a globe have defined the channels of energy distribution, the way that we will perceive money going forward and energy money going forward, how we choose to live individually for ourselves, like, you know, who do we want to associate ourselves with, what types of groups, where do we find meaning in our lives. Like, these are huge themes that will be playing out for us, and this Venus transit is going to initiate this all at an individual level, and that will obviously speak to how it interfaces with the collective. Okay? All right, so short little update for you guys. I hope that you found this interesting and a bit humorous in the beginning. Other than that, make sure that you are checking in with your spaciness and your distractions, and enjoy this Neptune, Venus, Jupiter conjunction, as well as Venus's transit through Pisces. There's a great opportunity to apply some deep healing towards a lot of emotional material that would have come to the surface over the last 3 weeks, okay? All right, so everybody, have an amazing day and see you in another video. Bye.